quantum particle and the wave, what is true today is not true tomorrow. Let's just think about it, and we're talking about diseases, and I just gave you an example. Just take the case of AIDS. Okay? I can tell you that people don't know about AIDS. Right? So many people don't. Now you go and you find out about AIDS. Now, today, when like 20 years back, people knew about AIDS, oh my God, that was the end of the world. Right? Today, it's the same thing. Oh, AIDS, no big deal. It can be cured. You can get well. You can live a good life. You know? Things change. So what yesterday was on Wikipedia, let us say, regarding AIDS, today you go to the same place, you say, oh yeah, this is the problem, but there is this medication, there is this solution to this problem. So every day it keeps changing. You'll be surprised if you go to the same Wikipedia search link on one particular thing, you will see how often it changes. Okay? By the way, lovely, this is exactly what you were asking as the example. I didn't go through the whole list of things, but that's exactly what you were asking. When you ask for doing a research project, that's exactly what they are doing using a wiki. Okay? Group discussion. Okay, all of us, we have been bombarded with Facebook all this day now. Group discussion is probably the best way done if you are using any media on digital media. Group discussion is probably best handled in Facebook today because of its ability to add as big a discussion group, as long as you keep the group small enough so that other people don't come in and create issues with that. So basically, you do a class, as a teacher you do a class, and then you assign reading and tell everybody to write something. So everybody's writing comes online in the group. Now what happens if I'm a student and you are a student, two people, we have two different ways of writing about the same thing, or we think about two different themes of the same reading, and both of us are enriched because of this, because now we have access to the reading that was done by all the people. And then what the teacher does is, teacher looks at what everybody has already thought about and says, okay, everybody already knows about this. I don't need to go spend time in doing the same thing all over again. So I can just go in the classroom and I can say, okay, A, B, C, D, this is the summary, this is what you understand. Now I can use the same classroom time to do things to better learn, to make you learn better and bigger things in the same subject area. So it is a lot more effectiveness in what you are doing. Okay? So you're basically making a very effective and useful situation, and people that sometimes do a lot more research on their own put things there that otherwise you would not have learned. So it basically enhances the whole situation, enhances the whole learning process. Learning a language. People are using this to specifically in Spanish teaching. In US, teaching and learning Spanish is a big deal. Actually, Spanish is almost, you can say, the second language in the US. Okay, I don't know how many of you know that or not, but Spanish is almost like second language in the US. So when you teach Spanish or any foreign language for that matter, in India it could be any other language, regional language. Okay, you give language assignments, you give people to read, you give people to practice those things, and you come up with your own video. Okay, now interesting question. We're talking about video. How do you video yourself if you don't have a camera or a video camera to do that? But obviously we're talking about here somewhere in the US, and so getting a digital camera or a recorder is not a big deal. And obviously I say it is not a big deal. I don't think it's a big deal in India either, because I know so many people in India that are roaming around with iPods. And all these iPods have a recording device to go do the recording. But anyway, you do the recording, and your speaking, your way in which you're enunciating and your language skills are now on the discussion group in YouTube. Now somebody else sees me talking in one way, and somebody else speaks in a different way. So now the pressure is on me to do better because everybody is going to watch me speak this language. So I'm going to try to do better, right? So that's the best thing there, the peer pressure to practice and opportunity to reflect. And anytime there is peer pressure, as you know, for bad things or good things, anytime there is peer pressure, things happen and get enhanced. If it is a bad thing, you'll do more bad things. If it's a good thing, you'll do better and bigger things. So I don't have to explain on that. I'm sure you know how peer pressure helps. Parent communications. Okay, this is a very specific example of a principal of a school who uses Twitter to communicate. In communicating, the communication goes to all students and all parents. It's a very interesting situation. Actually, this is on two different slides on this. The teacher did so much tweeting that in a parent-teacher group meeting, the parents said, "Oh man, you are doing too much tweets. It's just beyond belief. We can't handle so much." So, yeah, I mean, you can actually very easily overdo tweeting because he didn't know what to and what not to tweet about. So everything was being communicated to everybody. The parents, obviously, the teachers, the students are okay, but the teachers are saying, the parents are saying it's just too much. So then what happened is, he said, okay, now I'm going to move from creating a Twitter for everything, I'm going to create a separate tweet for the parents. So separate Twitter account for parents and Twitter for everybody else. The students and everybody else, the staff. So that's what he did. Okay, so that's what he did. And then what happened from that, it continues in the next step. What he did is, rather than put everything on Twitter, he created a Facebook. Because the students also got tired of it. He said, listen, you want to connect with us, you better create a Facebook group and you tell us what you need to do. We are much better with Facebook, so he created a Facebook account. So now everything that was student directed went to Facebook. And he's become so confident in using technology to do all this. Now he uses Twitter for communication, he uses Facebook for student communication, and he has his own blog right now. So things of future, nature, planning, stuff like that, what happened, reports, he puts on blog. So these are all true examples that I'm showing here. It's not just brought out from somewhere. Okay, this is another specific website called Study Buddies. So what they create is a playground for students from K through 12, where people can interact, and then teachers get it for free and create assignment using web tools so that the students can get it. And the homework is done, the reading is available in e-library. So this is a very specific website or web tool that is used for digital media, where people are using it between students and teachers to enhance learning. Okay, now I'll tell you about Yugma. Just because I am with Yugma, I'm going to tell you what Yugma is being used for. This is something I actually didn't know for a while. Quite a few teachers and teaching assistants and specialist teachers are creating user groups using Yugma to provide synchronous, when I mean synchronous in a virtual classroom ability, to teach other teachers and to create curriculum to help teachers, I would say aspiring teachers to be, training aspiring teachers to be teachers there. And you can use Yugma to actually convey all that you are doing in a virtual classroom fashion from anywhere in the world to any place else. Some people are using it to teach day trading. I'm sure some of you know what day trading is. Some people are using it to coach and teach foreign exchange trading. Lot of teachers are using it for language training. Okay? It is directly, some information is available as offline resource for people to download, and people use facilitated sessions in virtual classroom fashion to continue and finish the rest of these provide. And also, along with that, UTMA provides the ability to do polling and quizzes, so that at any given point where you're doing a facilitated session, you can also check the quality of your teaching and what you have done. Okay, program delivery. This is again creating virtual classes and being able to deliver any kind of content through UTMA. That's basically all I have here. And the last one is talking about creating and being able to provide foundational repair classes. We have a program called Work Skills Program. That's something we will talk about tomorrow a little bit in detail. But as a part of the Work Skills Program, we have ability, and we are actually teaching Facebook, Wiki, and the use of UTMA in that repair program. Okay? This is a basic list. We talked about all different tools in this particular case study, and all these tools are being talked about. You have over 60 or 70 different social media digital tools that are available. But just a few suggestions based on what you have seen so far. First of all, keep it simple. Okay, you know the KISS principle, right? Keep it simple. Start modestly, just like I told you about this principal who started just tweeting and then he didn't know what to do with, and slowly he went beyond that. Okay, and if you need more, like Lovely and Anila were talking about, try to do mashup, meaning multiple different tools, but decide what tool you want to use and why you want to use. Okay, and increase adoption depending on who your target is and where you want to reach. And again, the basic bottom line is, what is the type of communication? Is it a group discussion? Is it just communication one way? Or it's a multi-level communication? Things like that. And again, know who your target audience is. Why? Because if you don't know your target audience, you don't know what kind of technology capability they have, what they can use as a digital media or not. Although, if you are using a smartphone, you can use almost all of these things in a smartphone. Okay? Now, a smartphone is equally expensive to a low-end laptop. So, it's a choice of where you want to go, what you want to do. Okay? Again, try to always be looking out for the lowest common denominator of all your target audience. As far as Mr. Manoj Pant was talking about all these different types of operating system on your palm top or your smartphone. So keep that in mind. What is the lowest common denominator? What is the associated application that you're going to use? And what are the different utilities? If anybody needs to download any application, what is the cost associated with this? And all those things. That's all. Any other questions? Okay.
Maybe over tea.
Okay.